What is going on, people? Welcome back to Steel City Motors and another vehicle highlight. Today we have one of the original little cars out on the lot today. This is a 2008 Mini Cooper in that classic red and white paint job we know and love. Let's get into it. So, the little 360 on this vehicle. It's really easy to do a 360 on this vehicle because it's so little against the whole Mini brand. But you can see that this is one of those generations that's got that classic styling that everybody recognizes. It is a cute little quintessentially British car with a fun interior and a whole kind of compact car vibe that really hasn't been matched by anybody else. I know some people do kind of recognize Smart Car as another one of the typical Mini brands, but this one is just iconic. Alright, looking at the interior, you can see what I'm talking about. It's a quintessentially British car, very unique styling, very cute, very kind of kitschy, if you know what that means, because I'm old, so my slang's a little bit out of date, but it is just a very interesting layout, very, very stylized. This is a two-door vehicle that seats 4 people. As you can see, we do have those lower anchor or latch connectors for car seats. We've got 2 sunroofs making for a panoramic experience, which is very, very fun. And we have this kind of oversized analog cluster situation, which, I mean, to me, that is just super cool. That's super unique. You know, it's not something you see every day. Sunroof controls up here and some very unique climate control panel kind of things down here. It's very stylized, even down here to these little buttons, the windows, the climate control, the different kind of multimedia controls. They're all very, very uniquely stylized. Same thing with the steering wheel. We've got everything looking almost like a little PlayStation controller here, and these little paddles on the side. And these side door panels offer the typical amount of space, a little bit less maybe because this is a smaller vehicle, mirror controls, and some very unique door handles. Taking a closer look, this is a push to start, but it's a very unique push to start. It's one of those cars that you do need to insert the key into this slot right here. It'll click in and then you are able to push it. It takes a little bit of getting used to click it all the way in, but when you do, it plays you a little tune. Very, very cute. You do have a little bit of things going on in here. It'll test out all the different lights. This is what it's gonna look like when you do have a light on in here. It kind of tests all those out. This is 129,000 miles, which is not bad for an 08. It's kind of a very interesting setup here. Let's take a look at the climate control. So this is centralized and it's got the different kind of temperature right here. As you can see, this is the normal readout when it stops testing the dash lights. All your dash lights are going to be in the middle, but this is centralized. It shows you the temperature right here and the level of AC. It's got the AC, auto, max, you know, all the different positions that you would have. And this is the fan speed right here. You can just do this. Toggling it down is quite hot. It's actually, as you can see, 88 degrees. And we've got the window controls. Very, very unique. It's almost like these little switches right here. So it actually took me a minute to find these. These are the little switches for the windows, and these are the locks, locking and unlocking. It's really, really cool. And the radio controls are all kind of next to this little cluster that we've got going on here. Shifter is push kind of lever right here. You have to toggle the lever to shift. And you've got 2 cup holders, 1 outlet over here, typical parking brake, and you slide into a very, very tiny little center console right here. Glove box has got a button, very, very big glove box, huge glove box. And that is pretty much it for this area for the typical controls, and the sunroof controls are also these little switches as well. So looking at the back seat, it's a little bit hard to get to the back seat without moving one of these. So it's one of those things where you would have to kind of fold the seat out the way. There is a lever for that, and then you can get in through the door, get into the back seat. It's a fairly comfy back seat, but for somebody who's a little taller like me, it's a little bit harder to get into, but it is still great for having your kids back here, because the car seats can fit back here. It is a pretty large seat in and of itself for something that's so small. The only thing would be the leg room. It would be a little bit tight back here for somebody who is a little bit shorter, but you can still see that you have a little bit of space going on here. Large speakers next to that, and then a little bit of storage space as well. You do have a cup holder over here in case somebody has a drink in the back, but not much else besides that. It's kind of more geared towards the compact experience, but it is still very comfortable, which I think is fantastic. Lastly, we're going to mosey on down to the trunk space. It's a very easy open hatch. It kind of assists with the actuators. And you have a little bit of cargo space in here. Plus, the seats do fold down in case you're wanting to do that. It's really nice to have kind of the option to expand out your space and have that much more room. You've got this kind of integrated cargo shade. You can remove it if you'd like. There are ways to unhook it right here, and then you'll have actually quite a good little bit of space. If I can just unhook this cargo shade real quick and just demonstrate it to you. Just literally unhooks like this. I'm gonna move it to the side, and you've got actually quite a considerable amount of space if it's just the one or two people and you're wanting to move things. It does come with its original floor mat, and you've also got an outlet back here. Like, it's a typical outlet, so it is not USB, but in these model years that is a little bit less common. So you also have the option for a cargo shade that slides in. And this is what that shade looks like when it is all closed. It's a little bit hard to see through the glass, but it's nice and private. Alright y'all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is such a fun little car. There's so many little design elements, from just the controls to the body style to like little mirrors. Everything is very intentional and very fun, and it is a great compact car for anybody who likes this kind of fun European vibe and just wants to go, you know, A to B, or even on a little adventure. These cars are just a all-around really fun vibe. If you want to check this vehicle and other vehicles out, head on over to steelcitymotors.com or 1011 Old Cedar Grove Road here in Moody, Alabama, right off of I-20 exit 144. Y'all have been awesome, and we'll see you on the next one.